thank you for joining us. Again, if you've already watched an hour of us here on WYOU and the Tricky Triangle, we appreciate you being here now on 2822 Sports Night and our CTV app. We're joined here by Elena Lucido, Ricky Turner, who are part of the Tricky Triangle, and of course, our very special guest co-host of the Tricky Triangle, the driver of the number 0 Chevy on the O'Reilly Series, Garrett Smithley. Garrett, you've already given us an hour, so we're not going to hold you up for very much longer, but we appreciate you being a part here. Garrett, what's so special about Pocono?
It's one of those iconic tracks that we go to. For me, it's special because I made my Stock Car Series debut here in 2013, and it's one of the most fun racetracks. There's 3 different corners, there's no turn 4, it's super fast on the backstretch goes in that tunnel turn. It's one of the most unique and one of the most fun tracks, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. The design and the dynamics here are one of a kind. I know it was designed specifically, from racing history. Ricky, you got a chance to learn a little bit more about the history of these turns, right?
There's 3 different terms modeled after 3 different racetracks. Don't have those offhand, but the turn angles, you do.
Yeah, so turn 1 was Trenton, New Jersey. Turn 1 was Trenton, New Jersey. Turn 2 was Indianapolis, iconic, and turn 3 was the Milwaukee.
Yeah, that's a lot of what the drivers I was interviewing before the race.
Today talked about. They talked about the importance of aerodynamics on this course, given that there's only 3 terms. I learned the difference between good wind and bad wind.
There's a common theme between all the drivers.
All right, what's the difference? What's good wind and what's bad wind?
Well, good wind is when you're drafting. You kind of do that Ricky Bobby slingshot move. The bad wind is shaking bang. That's right. The bad wind is when somebody's on your outside and they take the air off you and get really aero loose. So definitely difference between good wind and bad wind.
And I know, Elena, you got a chance to check in with Brandon Jones, also racing on the O'Reilly Series. What did he say about this track?
What did he say about this track? What was
there were a couple things he mentioned. One of them was that there's really not many wrecks on this track, so that's something you really have to take into account. But also, he was telling me that once you get into a rhythm on this track, it's really easy to just kind of speed along and cruise through that to the victory lane as well.
I will say there's not a lot of wrecks, but when there are wrecks, there's big wrecks. So, yeah, especially on restart going down to turn 1, it gets really narrow, so you want to watch out for that.
What are some of the biggest wrecks you've seen throughout your years here at Pocono?
Well, 2023, I believe. I wasn't here,
but we saw Jeb Burton flip over coming off of turn 3. That was one of the big ones. And then going down into turn 1 and coming off of turn 2, it's just on these restarts, everybody's bunched up, and we're going 5, 6, 7 wide sometimes down into those corners. And sometimes you misjudge and you hit each other, and then because you're so bunched up, everybody gets piled in. So fortunately, I've missed some of those wrecks, and definitely taken notice from our spotter up top, making sure that we get through that for sure.
What is it about this course in particular that sets up those 5, 6, 7 wide situations that you're talking about?
It's because when you get kind of spread out on a long green flag run, it's really, really difficult to pass.
So those restarts are so important to get the track position, to get as good a finish as possible, and for somebody to win the race. Oftentimes, those races are won and lost on restart, and that's when you're going to see the most aggression.
That's when you're going to see the most
aggression. What's the key to a restart here?
What's the key to a restart here at Pocono?
Don't miss a shift. Make sure to time your run correctly. Honestly, what I like to do is kind of lag back a little bit on the restart and draft up to where when I go down to turn 1, I'm timing my pass just right so I can get that pass done. It's all about timing.
It's all about
timing. All right, Elena, I know you've actually driven a car here on this track. Are any of the things that he's saying resonate? Do you remember this from your time here on the track?
I do. The drifting was kind of scary me because there was times where I felt like I was going to lose control of the car a little bit, especially on those turns. I remember them telling me to just kind of like speed up a little bit at certain points, and that one thing that I found really interesting was that I was afraid to drive these cars. I was like, I don't want to go that fast. I'm sure they were saying that going faster is actually safer in these cars.
Yeah, you were in a stock car? I assume, okay, yeah. So the faster you drive a stock car, the better it drives, because all the suspension is made for it to go fast. So when you're going slow, it's suspension's not doing its job. When you're going faster, everything's compressed and it drives better. So you ready to get back out there?
No, I'm not doing that again. No, I'm not doing that again. I remember before I went out, Al was our photog. I go, oh, I'm not ready to do this. I'm scared. I'm sweating.
I can talk to you guys are doing this for a living. What is the normal speed that you guys go on for your? So here we're gonna
be close to 200 miles an hour into turn 1. The fastest I've ever been is 214 miles an hour at Michigan.
Okay, all right. And you can plead the fifth if you want. What's the fastest you've ever been not on a track?
That's a good question. Over the speed limit. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're a driver in NASCAR, it's got to be hard to get back on the regular road and go 60 miles. Probably feels like 5 miles an hour.
It's funny. I fortunately have not had a whole lot of speeding tickets. The first speeding ticket I got was kind of like, it was a lame speeding ticket. It was like a 37 and like a 35. It was stupid. But I compartmentalize it. It's so different to me that when I'm in the car, it's more so, it's less of like speeding and like wanting to speed and more so me wanting to get where I'm going.
Yes, exactly.
So it's totally different for me.
All right, well, we appreciate you here because I know you got to get going to a few other places here before tomorrow's race.
I gotta grab dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, go get your.
Yeah. We've had Garrett here since before 7 o'clock. He's done a wonderful job. Yes. Make sure you check out the Tricky Triangle if you can. That's going to be up on the 2822 homepage shortly. Tomorrow night as well, we're going to be here for Road to Victory Lane, which will be from 7 to 8 o'clock on WBRE. But once again, just want to thank Garrett for being us here all night, and best of luck to the team Zero Chevy.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, guys, don't go anywhere while Garrett might be sneaking out. Elena, Ricky, and myself will be here for about another 45 minutes or so on Sports Night, live from Pocono, getting you ready for tomorrow's O'Reilly and Sunday's Great American Getaway 400. So don't go anywhere. And if you're not watching or your family's not watching, tell them to go download that CTV app right now. Y'all got Amazon. I know you have Amazon. I see the packages. I see the drivers coming all the time. Download it on Roku or Apple as well. We're all coming right back in just a few moments. This is 2822 Sports Night on the WBRE WYOU CTV app. Nothing but big smiles here as we're joking in between segments, having a good time. It's been a fun couple of days. We still haven't even gotten to the big stuff yet. We haven't gotten to the big stuff yet, have we?
Sunday's race. I mean, tomorrow we have the O'Reilly Series race, and then Sunday's the Great American Getaway, so we still have a whole weekend ahead of us, which is so exciting.
Which is so exciting.
Stressing over TV shows, but it's so fun when you just take a moment to look around and experience the atmosphere here. It's great.
You mean like when I was running around frantically and you guys
worried about delivering messages to me and all of that?
You know what?
You know what?
At the end of the day, we do all of this. It's rush, but we got to spend the day here in beautiful Pocono. The sun is coming down. It's a beautiful
shot here.
And it was supposed to rain a lot more. It was only not downpouring, but raining pretty hard when I was doing my live show. But now it's been great. Weather's been great other than that.
Okay, Ricky, you missed it because you were saying up your live.
I got a message from Pocono. I got a message from Pocono. They had sent out a weather alert to everyone because of thunder and lightning in the area, and they were postponing
for the infield party.
I
go out to find Paul, our cameraman, and Elena, and I tell you, the wind was sideways. The rain was blowing sideways at this point. They're trying to find somewhere to do their live shot. Elena, who looked amazing as she came up here, has got hair everywhere, water.
Only one side of my hair was like wet.
It was like dry and then just monsoon. So meanwhile, Ricky's over in the pits just having a good time,
Eating, editing.
Yeah, all right, what was the pits like today? I know you got a chance to go over talking in the pits. What was that like today?
It was something. I mean, again, when you're down in the pits, there's people standing next to you too that got those passes as well. So it's not just photogs down there. But yeah, seeing the cars come down this straightaway was just something to watch out, and especially coming down there on turn 3, and then you've got to sort of slow down while also trying to slingshot there in turn 1. There was a crash early in the race too, I think around lap 2 or 3. Unfortunately, one of the cars had to come in. Looks like one of his tires blew out. Had to get some stuff fixed mechanically, but again, it's just it is a sight to see. But seeing those cars fly by you at 200 miles an hour. Certainly something I'll take away from this experience.
All right, Ricky, I know that you said that this is your first NASCAR experience in person, and it wasn't NASCAR today. It was ARCA, but, I mean, it was still quite the experience. What's the difference when you're watching on TV or watching when we're back in the newsroom getting things ready on Sunday versus being right there out on the track?
Just, again, like, you obviously hear the zoom on the TV, but when you're down...
Wait, what do we hear again?
The zoom. So you hear that on TV, but honestly, like when you're filming right there, and if you go to my like audio filming wise, like audio's like jacked up. I'm like, okay, I got to bring this down into the negative levels because base 0 doesn't do anything for it. But just that, I mean, a lot of the pit crew work, even a lot of the stuff that they do behind the scenes, getting these tires ready, getting these cars ready mechanically, all the stuff that we don't see on the TVs, talking to these drivers, it really is a team sport.
I was going to say too, that's one thing I noticed when I came here last year was sometimes I could even, besides the drivers going by, some of the things I liked to observe was the pit crew. The way that they were able to change the tires and fix up a car within,
8 seconds.
Yeah, like so fast. I took a video on my phone once, and I swear it looked like a time lapse with how fast everyone was going by and doing it. So there's, like you said, it really is a team sport. It's really cool.
Yeah, and just as we were talking with Garrett here a couple seconds ago, he said the most important person is the spotter. He's the one who keeps them out of the wrecks, keeps them out of trouble, kind of lets them know. And when you're watching at home, too, you hear that communication. That's one of the cool things about the broadcast now. You hear that communication back and forth between the pit crews, between the spotters, between the drivers. It gives you a real different perspective of what they're looking at on the track.
Yeah, and when I was looking through the interview with Brandon Jones, I think this is a really good analogy, is that the driver, he kind of said, is like the quarterback. He's the one that everybody's eyes are on, but he has a whole team behind him. So I thought that was a really cool analogy if you're not really familiar with NASCAR lingo, as I'm not as much as you.
It's all right. You're learning. It's learning. What do we say? We trust the process. We trust the process. Ricky, I know you got a chance to speak with a couple of crew chiefs or a couple of members of the crew today. What is that communication like? What are they working on over these next 48, 24 hours getting ready for Sunday?
Well, first of all, they design these cars, like course-specific, months in advance. Like, this isn't one-car thing. Like, cars are specifically designed for this course. And it's sort of like strategic game plan. What's the course like? Obviously, again, every course is unique, but listening to some of the interviews from, putting some packages together throughout the week, they said this run of Michigan, Indianapolis, and here in Pocono sort of get them in the run because they're not typical oval tracks, and they also have a very similar feel to them as well. But there's a lot of communication, a lot of, again, I've talked about good wind and bad wind towards the end of the show. I learned that today. It's a lot of drafts, learning to, again, not letting the wind get up into your car, but sort of using those Ricky Bobby type, the slingshot to sort of sling you around drivers as well.
Yeah, especially on this 3,000 plus long straightaway here to finish up, the longest all in NASCAR. But, I mean, just what we've been talking about, what we've learned here, I mean, yeah, it really is. It's a team sport. It's not just one individual. And more than that, there's teammates. You have drivers that are working together. And we were talking with Chase Briscoe about his biggest competition is his teammate.
Yeah, exactly.
The person he's most worried about beating is Denny Hamlin, who no one seems to be able to beat right now. So we got lots more coming for you from Pocono here as part of our presentation on Sports Night. Plus, don't forget, tomorrow night, Road to Victory Lane. That's back here live again from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. That's going to be on WBRE. Plus, Sunday, we have the actual race. Yeah, I know. Everyone is so excited for the weekend. And it's like, oh yeah, Sunday. That's the actual race.
It's crazy because it's the biggest race, yet it's kind of the most relaxing day for us because we don't have a huge show to put together. But it's fun. You get to enjoy it a little bit more, I guess.
Yeah, it's funny that the most relaxing day is the day that, like, the big event is going on, but it's the only day we don't have 3 hours of live television to do. So we're going to be back with more live television. Don't go anywhere. We're coming around. We're right past turn 1. We're kind of on the back turn there before we get to 2 in the tunnel. Elena's going to hang around for one more segment before she heads out, because at 11 o'clock tonight on WBRE and WYOU, obviously, we're going to have all of the highlights from the ARCA race today. We're going to be previewing Sunday's NASCAR. And, guys, we kind of forgot there was a state championship game that happened today, right? Yeah. So even though we're here at Pocono, when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit of PIAA spring sports and the championships that wrapped up. High school's over with this week, huh?
A lot of graduations going on. Yeah, sports. Final.
Yeah, Abington Heights you were saying Abington Heights had their championship yesterday and then had to go to graduation.
Yes, they
Crazy.
had to get the game moved up just in order to do that. So shout out to the PIAA for accommodating that. But
well, we're going to get into all of that in just a few moments, so don't go anywhere. We're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back here on the CTV app and WBRE, WYOU's 2822 Sports Night. Gotta love live TV, folks. As I'm sitting here just, planning out tomorrow. Oh, yeah, we're good. You got this time. And all of a sudden, Elena's like, they're counting down. 4, 3, 2. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, we got TV to do right now.
We get the feedback from the mic. So I'm saying something now and I hear it like a second later. So sometimes it can get frustrating when you're in a break too and just trying to have a conversation.
Well, I'm sitting here talking about, the most important show is always the next show. We're not worried about tomorrow if this show's going on. Meanwhile, I'm not paying attention and she's kicking me under the table like, hey, live TV. So, hey, PIAA championships. We promise you we're going to talk about it. I know I'm the king of hyping things up and then going 4 or 5 segments without talking about it. And we're not going to talk about the Knicks tonight. Well, maybe. All right, but no, we are going to talk about PIAA championship. Ricky, I know you got a chance all season long to follow these teams. We had 4 state title games yesterday. Today, the last of all the state championship games. Lacrosse is over. Volleyball's over. Baseball, softball ending. I cannot believe it's summertime already.
No, it's crazy.
But we got a state champion, don't we?
we do. Another state champion from around here, the Valley View Cougars, go back to back. They win 13-8. Their scoreless streak of holding opponents scoreless came to an end, but a 13-8 victory. They probably don't care about that scoreless streak now. They got a district title.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably when that first run went in, they were a little upset about it. But once they started getting the medals around their neck and holding up the Keystone State, I think they were probably pretty happy.
Yeah, and it didn't take long for Blackhawk to get on the board. It was 5-1 at one point in the fourth inning. Valley View had to come back. They outscored, over the last 3 innings, they outscored Blackhawk 12-3 to secure that title. And that's not a type of adversity Valley View's faced a lot this season. So they went 59 scoreless innings, but man, that ended, and from there on out, you're looking to win that state title, and that's exactly what this team did. A well-deserved victory, and congratulations to Mia Waskira and her Valley View softball squad.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, look, those softball games and any state championship game, they're so much fun to be at, and I wish we could have been there today. Congratulations to Valley View, and I'm sorry that we weren't there in person. Obviously, unfortunately, Pocono made sure that the whole team had to be here, but we want to extend our best to the champions, and we got a couple other state champions. Who else should we be congratulating?
Yes, we have Southern Columbia played an early one yesterday, I believe at 10 a.m. They go on to win their first state title since 2000, the first time they've made the tournament in almost 20 years, and they did it. 26 years in the making. Southern Columbia, fresh off of winning a football title back there in November. They had some familiar names on that roster. Those seniors, those players will be celebrating a baseball title as well. And then, of course, Pine Grove area dominance from the word go, really. 7-1. Callie Leffler, a home run in that one. Maddie Angst, a home run as well. And that Pine Grove area, that short bunt contact offense, that's how they've made a living all year. And the dominant pitching by Jamie Dinger, going 6 1/3, 8 strikeouts, 1 earned run. Another state title for Pine Grove area, who also goes back-to-back.
We are at about the halfway point here tonight of 28-22 Sports Night here on the CTV app. And in just a few moments, Elena Lucido is going to be getting back in the car because, we have an 11 o'clock news we got to get ready for as well. But before that, I know Elena, I didn't tell her I'm going to do this, and she's probably going to get a little bit mad at me, but I'm going to put her on the spot here. Elena, this is your final Sports Night.
It is my final Sports Night. This is really sad, you guys. My last day is Sunday. But honestly, what better way to end my time here at 28-22 than with Pocono, the best weekend here in NEPA.
So I guess I probably already know the answer to this, but is this your favorite thing to have covered over the last couple of years?
Yes, I do think it is, which is surprising because coming into this job, again, I didn't really know much or even honestly care much about NASCAR, but it completely switched once I got here. The fans here are amazing. And, the drivers are so nice. The environment here is incredible. The culture of NASCAR is something that I did not expect to like as much as I did. And it is my favorite time here. So I'm glad I get to end it on a good note.
Yeah, and we are thrilled for you and all of your success. Congratulations on your future endeavors, which I'm sure you will all find about very soon when we're allowed to let you know what's going on. But I'm not going to blow that secret. That's for you to let everyone know. But no, we were so happy to have you here, especially this weekend. And I think absolutely going out on Sunday in Victory Lane, what a better way to do so. So please make sure you tune in tonight. Elena is going to be on WBRE, WYOU with all the highlights from today from ARCA, plus the state championship game we talked about, and, anything else that may pop up because the NEPA has just been popping these last couple of weeks.
Exactly.
So, Elena, we love you. We thank you so very much. Thank you for all your help tonight. She's going to be here tomorrow, though. WBRE, we are back at 7 to 8 p.m. It's been a long day for me. I'm sorry. We are back tomorrow, WBRE, 7 to 8 p.m. The Road to Victory Lane, our special second hour of this presentation. Elena will be part of that. And then as well on Sunday, Elena going to be part of the 6 and the 11 o'clock with me. Elena, travel safely back home. We'll see you at the studio. And thank you so much for everything you've done for us on Sports Night.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Guys, we'll be right back as well, Ricky and I, and we're going to be joined by our intern, Nate Johns, to finish out the show. Don't go anywhere. Sports Night returns on CTV. Elena returns at 11 on WBRE and WYOU. We'll be right back. It is just a wonderful and beautiful night as the sun is setting here in Long Pond, and we are joining you on the CTV app as part of WBRE WYOU's 28-22 Sports Night. Here at the bottom of the half hour, I'm joined by Ricky Turner, and I'm joined by Nate Johns, our wonderful intern from Penn State University, who's helping us out here all summer long. Nate, you got the chance to experience Pocono today. What was that like?
Yeah, it was incredible to be out here for the first time as somebody who didn't grow up around NASCAR a lot, despite, of course, being a 45-minute drive away from the area. It was so cool to see the passion, the energy, what everybody has out on the infield, just tailgating and the campers. It's so incredible to see. And then even just to hear the racers when we were coming in today, it's truly an experience that you have to experience for yourself.
Yeah, the noise level, you can imagine what it is, but it's just so much more intense when you're right there on the track level. So can I ask, happy with your decision to spend your summer hauling gear and being an intern for WBRE, WYOU?
Without a doubt. It's been a lot of fun, gotten to go to a lot of really cool events, and it's been awesome to work with you guys, and still got 2 months to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of cool events, I know we're talking about Pocono here, but guys, there's a pretty big event that started yesterday, actually. And we got the red, white, and blue flying everywhere. Red, white, and blue getting ready for a little football as well.
Yes, the league should be kicking off. Perfect timing. I think they're kicking off at 9 against Paraguay tonight. We saw the first games taking place last night with Mexico and South America, and then Czech and South Korea had a great finish. Don't know if you caught that, but
yeah, I was rubbernecking in the media center. There was a few people in the media center with the World Cup games on their laptops, and I'd walk by and be like, oh, what you got there? What you got there?
But yeah, they start off tonight against Paraguay. I know hopes are high for this USA team. There's a lot of pressure. This isn't the USA team of old. This is a new generation of soccer. This is supposed to be the golden generation of U.S. soccer.
Well, that's why the hopes are high, because this generation here is supposed to be the group that finally brings us to the World Cup. This was supposed to be the culmination of everything that was from 10 years ago when it was announced that we're going to get the World Cup. And then there was Landon Donovan's goal and Christian Pulisic scoring with his nether region, because that's what he scored with. But, there was all of this hope going in to everything that was this World Cup. And it seemed like between the controversy, between the coaching staff and the Reinas, between the controversy of whether or not they were going to be running it back or bringing in a whole new group of people, the controversies that's occurred with FIFA and with ticket pricing and with everything that has been this World Cup, it seems like some of that jubilance, some of that joy for what this event was supposed to be isn't there anymore.
I guess. I think once they kick off at 9 tonight, it's going to be full throttle. USA chance. I believe that we will win. But again, there have been a couple games, exhibition games leading into the World Cup.
Friendlies. They call them friendlies, yes.
Yes, there have been a couple shaky friendlies. I know they didn't look great against Australia. They haven't looked in top form. There are some concerns about that defense as well. But again, those concerns could easily be put to rest tonight with a great performance and a win against Paraguay.
I mean, I know some of those concerns, people said maybe they're getting a little bit alleviated, as in the last goal, Pulisic scoring for the first time in a calendar year. Do you think when a player gets to put on the red, white, and blue, when they do don the national team jersey, that it gives them a little bit of extra momentum or extra necessary juice to get out there and perform at a higher level?
No doubt about it. I mean, in every sport you see, whenever there's national teams, international competition, you get that pride and that emotion that you don't get when it's club season or in a team season. And you see it every time this USA team is taking the pitch. You can tell there's a different energy about them. You can tell the drive and the motivation is there. And they say pressure builds diamonds. This feels like the chance to do it on top of the passion that you're going to see from both the players and the fans in the stands.
Not the easiest group, though, to get out of, for sure.
No, it's going to be tough, and they can't take any opponent lightly. Paraguay tonight is going to be a tough one for them, but it's a group that the U.S. is probably still favored to come out of. But when you have those expectations, there is the question of how it gets to you, and we'll find out tonight.
What do you think they need to do tonight necessarily to be successful? Or let me ask you a better question. How important is it for the USA to at least get 1 point, if not 3 points tonight?
Oh, yeah, you got to get 1 point. Again, anytime you lose that first game, you really put yourself at a huge disadvantage, because a win is basically, you need a win going forward. You can't be banking on other results. But yeah, I mean, similar to the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, they got to get off to a fast start. You're on your home country, on your home turf. How do you alleviate that pressure? Well, the longer you don't score, or you allow a goal early, it takes away that juice, and it sort of builds, the pressure builds as the game goes on in a scoreless tie game.
And I'm telling you, this year as well, with everything that has happened and everything that is going on, the pressure must be immense on this team. And it's crazy, too, because ultimately they're not in the top 15 worldwide as a team. 16 teams make the knockout stage. If you took the top 16, U.S. is probably ranked 14, 15, 16. They're not a top seed, but the expectation has been built. The pressure has been levied that, there needs to be, if not one win in the knockout stage, at least one. There needs to be maybe two. I don't think that people are going to be happy with just a trip to the knockout stage. I think they have to win a game.
Yeah, especially after you had that sort of surprise run back in 2022 where they made the knockout round, they lost to the Netherlands. The baby fat from that team is gone, and with all the resources and investment that have gone into this team, and you're playing at home as well, you're going to need to win a game, maybe even two, like you said, in order to meet the expectations and show that that progress is tangible and you're seeing those results.
Outside of the U.S. in that particular group, who are you watching? Who are you thinking has a chance to go home with the World Cup this year?
It's going to be tough. Spain enter as the favorites. Turkey is a team that is a sleeper for me with all the young talent that they have. I still got to go with France, though. Just everything they have going for them. They lost last time on penalty kicks. They make it back, making it through a tough Euro bracket. I'll go with the French.
I mean, Mbappe with the hat trick in last tournament's final game, but unfortunately no one else could score for France in that particular game. France losing again to the defending champs, Argentina. What do you think Argentina and still somehow the greatest soccer player in the world, Messi, does this year?
It's going to be interesting. Again, that team, Messi, again, they're getting old. It's a very old team, but experience can be a benefactor. It can be. Again, you might have old legs, but what you lose in speed and what you lose in probably endurance, you make up for in IQ, knowing where players are supposed to be, knowing when you have the advantage, knowing compared to a younger team, sort of, again, like the U.S. coming into this more of a younger team that's in their prime. But when anytime you have a player like Messi, you've got a shot.
An older team, what I would do to have the old legs of Messi, who just drops in like 70 goals a year. Yeah, I'm old, but I'm still the best player in the world. But no, I mean, you have Argentina, obviously. You have Spain, as you had mentioned, Mbappe in France. I think there's still a tremendous amount of pressure on Portugal, who's really done nothing on the international stage in Ronaldo's time. I mean, Ronaldo has had plenty of individual success and even club success, but unfortunately just for the Portuguese team, they've really had no luck whatsoever in the World Cup. And hey, if you guys want to experience the World Cup and enjoy the World Cup, don't forget that the World Cup fan experience, the FIFA fan experience, is coming to Scranton. That's going to be 2 times in July. I believe the first one is over 4th of July weekend and then a couple of weekends later. But make sure you check that out. We're going to be there. It's going to be a great time. A fan fest in downtown Scranton. I know Philadelphia just had theirs a couple of days ago. We got some views of that. So that's going to be a great time. Don't forget, World Cup happening all throughout the rest of this month. We have Pocono all through the rest of this weekend. And we got the cross-cutters and the rail riders for the rest of the summer as well. So while high school might be slowing down, colleges aren't in session, there's still plenty of sports in the NEPA to look forward to.
Yeah, and also we got some dream games coming up. With one in Schuylkill County this week. They do it for a great cause. It's sort of, I think we brought it up on the show earlier this week, not your typical field day competitions, but stuff you'd see in like an NFL All-Star game type field day that they've done in the past. But yeah, lots of All-Star games coming up. Baseball and softball All-Star games, the Field of Dream games coming up as well to culminate some seniors around here season. So yeah, sports is alive and well. And then again, just as we've said, football never ends in a cup.
Football never ends. We have 4 days of football next week. He's talking about it. On the calendar next week, there are 4 days where we will be covering high school football here in June. So you're right. The season never ends. And neither does 28-22 Sports Night. We're not over with yet. We're not going anywhere, but we do got to pay some bills. So right after this break, we're going to come back for a couple more moments here as the sun is setting in beautiful Long Pond and Pocono Raceway. We're going to be here all day tomorrow as well. Make sure you check us out as the Road to Victory Lane will be on WBRE from 7 to 8 p.m. But we're not done here on Sports Night. Right here on the CTV app, WBRE, WYOU, 28-22 Sports Night. Guys, I'm laughing here. We were just talking with Garrett Smithley a little while ago as he was our guest host for all of the Tricky Triangle, and then he joined us for a little bit here on 28-22 Sports Night. He's talking about how important his spotters are to the team's success. Well, I got one spotter over here taking pictures, patting herself on the back. I got another spotter in my ear telling her to calm down a little bit. It's so much fun producing live TV. No, it really is. It really is. I've had a blast. I say to everybody here in the NEPA, thank you so very much for welcoming me in so far. Let me be a part of this community because it has been nothing but fun and just a ton of cool experiences so far. And I've only been here for like 4 weeks now, so I'm excited. Football season never stops. We got hockey coming back up. I'm excited for opening night of the Penguins to see what that team looks like. I mean, we got one of the most prestigious AAA teams in all of minor league baseball playing here. And I mean, I know you can't wait for Nittany Nation to get going again in the Pens. Or can you wait, actually? It's an interesting season for Penn State, huh?
Yeah, definitely the vibes around the team and around campus are a lot better than they were at this time, say, 8 months ago.
Can I just point out that James Franklin was a play away from the national championship game?
Yes, I watched that play in a State College hotel room after watching the women's basketball team lose to Oregon in heartbreaking fashion.
You sound bitter.
Oh, no. That's just foreshadowing. The theater in me appreciates that, really.
Football season never stops. Pocono season is in full stretch here. And there's so much going on here at Pocono. The infield is partying, but we would be remiss to not talk about the presence that is looming here at Pocono as so many special tributes. And we're going to have one tomorrow night as well. We had one earlier in this week. We'll have one on Sunday as well. Kyle Busch, just a forever part here at Pocono with 8 wins across Truck Series, O'Reilly, ARCA, NASCAR. So the most wins at the course. Denny Hamlin holding the most wins on the NASCAR Series with 7, but Kyle Busch with total of 8 wins while here. A lot of new features here at Pocono to remember Kyle Busch.
Yeah, it seems like everywhere you look, near the finish line where you'll see probably tomorrow, they have an 8 with his signature on it. Victory Lane, where the racers come out, they have the Rowdy, number 8 up there as well. And then when they're coming into Victory Lane, they have an 8 Rowdy sign as well with his signature. And then, again, it's really been tremendous. Ironically, again, and again, maybe this is the world speaking to us in a different way. A number 18 won today in the ARCA race, which a number he's very associated with. That 18 M&M's car, and an 18's been something he's been associated with throughout his career. But yes, truly tremendous the amount of Kyle Busch support, and he's got a rock as well.
Yeah, absolutely. The rocks that are known at Pocono as you come in and you see the raceway entrance, whether it's the Petty Rock or the Earnhardt Rock. There's now an 18 rock as well dedicated to Kyle Busch. And you had mentioned a couple other things just directly behind me. They just freshly painted Rowdy right on the racetrack as well. So the first thing that the winning driver will cross will be the Rowdy number 8. You've been a part of Pennsylvania and this area. What has Rowdy and the Pocono area meant here with this particular racetrack?
I mean, it's part of the identity of the track. I mean, anytime anybody brings it up, they mention the stats you just did, where Kyle Busch has won here more than anyone else in the racetrack's history. It's such a special piece of history, and now he's immortalized forever with The Rock, like you said, with the likes of Richard Petty, with the likes of Mario Andretti and Dale Earnhardt, and so many fantastic racers. He's a big part of this track. He's one of the biggest associated people in the sport of NASCAR. I know Allison on her way up was talking about what he meant to her fandom and how he was signing autographs in a Wegmans line. And just the connection he has to this track, to the NEPA community, is something that, despite the fact he's departed, is going to live on forever.
Yeah, absolutely. And I got a chance to talk to a few different drivers, and they've said there's been remembrances at Michigan. There's been remembrances at the Coca-Cola 600, but nothing as impactful and as powerful as they've seen as they've walked in here to Pocono, to a place that Rowdy has left such a legacy of. So we wanted to make sure we got that in, as tomorrow night we're going to have a very special presentation in tribute to Rowdy as part of our WBRE Road to Victory Lane special presentation. But we have to get out of here for one more commercial break, and then we're going to come back and finish up and despite my promise to the NEPA area, I've been convinced by these two that we got to talk about the Knicks. I don't know. That's just what they're telling me. I didn't say that. He didn't say that. Allison's yelling at me right now. But, yeah, we're probably going to talk about the Knicks. So we'll be right back here on WBRE, WYOU 2822 Sports Night. We welcome you back here to Sports Nicehausen as 2822 Sports curses you if you are not a Knicks fan. No, everyone is mad at me because I wore a Knicks shirt to work yesterday. I saw the dirty looks. I saw the anger. Actually, no, I'm going to say this. Northeast Pennsylvania has been amazing. I have worn New York gear like 3 days in a row, and I've gotten high fives. I've gotten people in downtown Wilkes-Barre, Scranton screaming, "Go Knicks!" Like, I know Knicks fans are obnoxious. I know I'm obnoxious. I know Allison's over there pointing at me right now trying to curse me. But you know what? It's amazing how the Knicks has brought not just the city together, but the country together. I mean, crime is down. People are happy. The Knicks are winning. Well, the Knicks got to win one more. And I know people in San Antonio aren't happy, but we're going to bring our producer in, Allison. She's been yelling at me all night.
Yes, I have, keeping you on your toes.
Okay, Allison. You want the Knicks to win. Why?
I am a huge WWE fan. So the fact that if the Knicks get their first win in decades, like you weren't even alive since the last time they won.
Are you calling me old?
No, I digress. However, it would be because of Danhausen.
Rebuttal? Nope. I'm not a Knicks fan. I'm a Sixers fan, but I'm also a wrestling fan, so I can appreciate this a lot.
Okay. As a Sixers fan, when Danhausen cursed the Hawks and Stephen A. Smith, were you worried that the curse was going to transfer over like it did to the 76ers?
Oh, that was the second it was over. That was the second everything was over. You cannot overcome the curse of Danhausen. He's undefeated in curses since March began, and there's nothing you can do to stop it.
No, even in hockey, because he cursed the Knights and the Hurricanes won. So he's going all sports genres here.
Ricky, do you just want them to, like, do you have any idea what they're talking about?
No, I get, no, I know the reference. I'm not that out of touch. Yes, I'm caught up on the lore. But, again, hey, he's hot right now. Again, you have the Drake curse, which is the opposite. Drake, whenever he dresses up in team's gear or shows up at games, things don't go that team's way. So, when
I'll tell you another lore, and you're going to like this one.
Well, you got 90 seconds to do so.
Jordan Woods, she is Karl Anthony Towns' fiance.
Yeah, she was with the purse. She changed the purses. I know about the purses.
Lore. And she's winning. They're winning because of her and Danhausen.
Well, we have been winning all night here on WBRE and WYOU and the 2822 CTV app because you have joined us for the last 2 hours of we have brought you live content from Pocono as we get you ready for Sunday's running of the Great American Getaway 400. Our special presentation of the Tricky Triangle, you can find that right now on the 2822 homepage. And make sure you tune in tomorrow night on WBRE as well as our Road to Victory Lane will be here as we have special guests, NASCAR driver Michael McDowell. We're going to be interviewing Natalie Decker, who's competing in the O'Reilly Series. I know we got a chance to interview a couple of pit members as well. We're going to show you what life is like in the pits. Plus, Chris Bear is going to join us again one more time tomorrow. And who knows, we have a ton of NASCAR drivers getting into town Saturday morning. I've called all of their cell phones. I've left all of the voicemails. We're hoping that they'll be here as well. So make sure you are as we come back to you tomorrow night, WBRE from 7 to 8 for the Road to Victory Lane right here live from Pocono. For Nate Johns, for Ricky Turner, for Allison, and for Elena Lucido, who says goodbye for the last time here on Friday night, and for myself as well behind the camera, Paul Davis, for our wonderful crew in the control room. We thank you all for being a part of our show tonight. Have a wonderful night, and we will see you tomorrow.